Mascaratolo, a reporter at SC Magazine, and today I'm joined by Bernie Wedge. He's the head of America's Information Technology Risk and Assurance Practice at Ernst & Young. Hi, how are you?
Great, Angela. Thanks for having us today.
No problem. So today let's talk about this notion of the borderless security.
Okay.
Can you kind of explain this trend and what it is?
Sure, I'd be glad to. When you think about the environment, most enterprises that we deal with today, we're really focused on helping very large, corporate clients with their information security. They are dealing with this notion that there's the organization without borders. And you look at the trends with mobile computing, the fact that everyone's taking the technology off-site. There is the trend for outsourcing and using third parties and processing information over the cloud. All those things add up to there is no borders any longer. And so the security programs our clients have to really consider how to adapt, how to change their security paradigm to consider the fact that their weakest link may be at any point outside their borders, and it's just a different situation than they've had in the past.
So there is no perimeter any longer.
Right. The traditional perimeter, most of the techniques we've seen companies use over the past several years have been about protecting at the border, right? Using firewalls, protecting their networks, protecting from the outside in. Now we're getting more worried about things on the inside getting out, and because the getting out is so many more places than we've ever considered before. Now you may be processing information in a number of countries that you don't even know about. You've got people that aren't your employees that are handling your information, and they're not subject maybe to your normal employee policies or employee training. And then you've got information being stored in all kinds of places, let's say in the internet or even in social networking sites that you might not even be aware of.
And this is a concern that we often hear about as well. What about you? Is this something that your clients are concerned about?
Yeah, absolutely. For a number of reasons. I mean, there's regulatory issues, and that's probably one of the big drivers of most clients that we deal with. They're large organizations. There are many states. You've got state regulations they've got to deal with because they have customers or clients in those states. There's federal regulations based on the sector they're in. If they're in a health provider, they're subject to HIPAA, which has really been beefed up. Or if they collect credit cards, they're subject to PCI. So there's a number of regulatory issues that really make this whole borderless issue and the issue of losing data or data leaking out of the organization so much more important and concerning than ever to organizations. The other aspect is being able to have continuity and availability of their IT resources, because if the security or if the information is without borders, then the chance maybe that you'll lose the information or your systems won't be available for customers or for your employees, then that's much more a risk also.
Certainly is a concern. So can you give us some best practices for ways to deal with this problem?
Absolutely. When we think of the challenge, we advise our clients to really kind of go down a sort of multi-pronged program. I mean, three fundamental things we always suggest they do. I mean, first, you've got to identify the problem. I mean, second, you've got to put protections in place. And third, you have to have a sustainable program. Maybe I'll elaborate a couple minutes. When you think about identifying, you've got to identify the information that's important. One of the challenges of the borderless organization is you might not know where all your information is. For example, I've got clients in the healthcare industry that have to find where they're storing health information, patient information that might be confidential. They may not even know all the places that's stored. Or similarly for credit card information, it's a challenge to figure out where you might be storing that credit card information. You've got to have protections in place. As I mentioned, is the second prong. You need to do, for example, a data leakage protection program, and a data leakage protection program has technology and process and training and people issues involved with it. So there's a whole number of areas there that have to be looked at.
Mm-hmm. It seems like the focus should be shifting from protecting the perimeter, as was the focus in the past, to now just protecting data.
Absolutely. We sometimes say it's all about the data. And when you think about sort of the notion of it used to be keeping the bad guys from coming in, now you want to protect that data and make sure it doesn't go anywhere. One of the interesting challenges of borderless security, when we think about it, is it might not just be malicious attackers when we think about hackers and such from the outside, but it may be sometimes the inadvertent acts of your employees who may not be thinking of giving away, letting someone make a copy of a medical record, or storing a credit card or writing down a credit card on a slip of paper. Might be a breach. They might not be maliciously doing it. It may be inadvertent. So we do have to really protect the data, and a good data loss prevention program is about figuring out where that data is, putting the right protections in place, and then doing the monitoring to be able to respond if what happens if that data gets out. You've got to be able to quickly react to that situation.
Well, it's a very important trend right now, and a big concern for IT security professionals. So thanks, Bernie, for going over this with us.
Great. Thanks a lot.
And thanks to you for watching. Have a great day.